Ashley is really lucky to have such a beautiful mom. It's such a shame our daughter takes after you. Oh well.
My husband constantly belittles me and our daughter. He repeatedly praises only his niece, favoring her over our daughter. But the most disappointing one here is him. I guess it's about time you figured that out. My name is Katie. I'm a part-time homemaker in my late 40s. My daughter's name is Jennifer. She's a busy high school junior preparing for exams. My husband, Robert, is a salaried worker in his late 40s. He holds a managerial position and always complains when he comes home from work. I can tolerate his venting about work-related stress. But it shouldn't extend beyond that. He tends to vent his stress on his family. Anyway, he openly criticizes both me and our daughter. He complains about my cooking daily. He even complains every time he finishes his meal. After dinner, he complains about the house not being clean enough. He traces his finger along the windowsill and says, "Husband, there's still dust. Do it again." Who does he think he is? A king? He says things like,
"You're such a useless and disappointing wife."
He even criticizes how I polish glasses. It's becoming quite tiresome. But it doesn't stop there. He's also harsh with our daughter. Despite being his daughter, he finds fault in everything she does. It's natural for a middle schooler to care about their appearance, but he criticizes her every time she changes her hairstyle, saying it doesn't suit her. When she decides to join a club, he tells her to quit because it's pointless. Even if she gets good grades on a test. He never praises her, just criticizes her and tells her to work harder. When he speaks, family time becomes the worst time. Both my daughter and I are fed up with him. One day, we visited my in-laws during a long weekend. My husband's brother's family lives there too. We don't visit often. His brother is kind and a really good person. Their only daughter, Ashley, is in the same grade as Jennifer and is also a really good kid. Jennifer and Ashley get along really well. But there's a problem in this house too. My sister-in-law, my brother-in-law's wife. My sister-in-law Melissa is so beautiful. She could be a model. I can't help but wonder why she married my average-looking brother-in-law. But she has a strong personality. A bit too strong. She always makes remarks that put me down.
Katie, your makeup skills are really lacking, aren't they? Oh, my bad. No matter how hard you try, you always look sloppy. I'm always told I look beautiful even without makeup.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. It's the least harmful level.
I've lost weight again. No matter what I eat, I never gain weight. Melissa, on the other hand, has maintained her figure so well. What on earth do you eat to look like that? While I was walking in the city, someone asked if I wanted to become a model. It's such a hassle to turn those down. Katie, you're lucky you don't have to deal with that. The other day, someone mistook me for my daughter's sister. It was so embarrassing. But it's okay for you, Katie. You look like a mom, so it's fine.
She effortlessly throws insults at me. Melissa is truly beautiful with an outstanding figure. I admit she's stunning. Her stories are probably true too. But does she really need to put me down every time? Every time she does, my brother-in-law gets angry.
What are you saying? That's rude.
But Melissa just laughs it off.
But it's true.
Well, I can let that slide or laugh it off. But sometimes, a chemical reaction occurs. Mixing can be dangerous. It triggers my husband.
That's right. My wife really lacks charm.
He even goes that far. But isn't he balding already? How can he criticize others? Melissa's daughter, Ashley, also inherited her mother's genes and is beautiful. She's in the same grade as Jennifer, but she seems so mature, almost like a high school or college student already. She's fashionable and beautiful, and Jennifer loves her. Ashley looks like her mom but luckily takes after her dad in personality. She's a very kind and caring girl who doesn't look down on me or Jennifer. Isn't being both beautiful and kind the ultimate combo? That's what my daughter always says, her eyes sparkling. It must be something she admires. Thanks to that, Jennifer has started to care more about her appearance. She doesn't wear makeup, but she's started to become more fashionable within the school rules. She spends at least 30 minutes in front of the mirror every morning before school. Thanks to that, she no longer oversleeps. My in-laws are nice people, and I don't mind visiting their home where my in-laws, brother-in-law, and niece live. But it's just Melissa and my husband's attitudes that bother me. Neither his brother nor I can get through to them. I wonder if there's a good way to reform those two foul-mouthed individuals. Before I could come up with any good ideas, we found ourselves visiting my in-laws again.
Oh my, Katie, you look even older now. Do you have more wrinkles than me? If we walk together, people might think I'm younger.
3 minutes after opening the front door of my in-laws' house, I've already received the first remark from her. Looks like it's going to be another miserable time.
Katie, are you taking care of your skin properly? Don't skimp on moisturizer. When I go to the cosmetics counter, the staff always tell me I have smooth skin even without makeup.
Is it going to be like this again today? I'm starting to feel fed up. I shifted my focus to my daughters. My daughter Jennifer and niece Ashley, both being exam candidates, are happily studying together, spreading their textbooks out. We have to meet during Jennifer's first year of high school, as she'll likely be too busy studying for exams afterward and won't be able to come to my in-laws' house. We can't meet during Christmas or New Year's Day either, so the next time we can meet will probably be after the exams are over and Jennifer becomes a high school student. Jennifer came along today because she knows that. Let's see. Without being too intrusive, I peek into their notebooks. It's just an incomprehensible string of numbers. I managed to teach them until they were in elementary school, but studying for a junior high school third grader is beyond my comprehension. Is this really what I studied back then? It feels like a different world. Looking closer, it seems my daughter is teaching Ashley. Come to think of it, she was good at math. Ashley, with her adorable sparkling eyes, looked at my daughter.
Wow! Jennifer, your way of teaching is so easy to understand. This might be the first time I've really understood something. You're better at teaching than the teacher.
Jennifer seems pleased to be praised by her favorite person. Blushing with joy, she says, "That's not true." But then, someone unpleasant interrupts. First, it's myself, then her daughter, and then my annoying sister-in-law chiming in.
Well, look at that. As expected, the plain ones are good at plain studies. Huh.
There are even people nodding along with those words. Unfortunately, my husband was one of them.
Yeah, Jennifer may look pitiful, But she's good at studying, huh? Can't help it though, you're beyond help.
That's right. Is Jennifer really related to Ashley? Well, Ashley's cuteness is thanks to me. No wonder you can't have a cute child, coming from your mother.
Hey, cut it out.
Just as my brother-in-law appears to rebuke them, my husband and sister-in-law continue on like nothing happened. In fact, he casually takes out his wallet. And then, he hands $50 to his niece.
Ashley is truly beautiful, huh? She's definitely a winner in life, no doubt about it. Let's give some money to such a kid. She's modest and has a good personality. Hey, why don't you try to make some effort to be fashionable instead of just studying all the time? Well, considering your origin, it might be impossible anyway. After all, it's because your mom wasted effort.
Being insulted so harshly by her aunt and father, tears welled up in my daughter's eyes. But my husband continued to ignore it, praising his niece.
Really, Ashley is so lucky to have a beautiful mom. Jennifer, on the other hand, has the worst mom possible. Ashley is so happy to take after her mom. It's such a shame Jennifer takes after her stepmom. What a difference.
Stop it already, Jennifer's eyes plead. Unable to voice it, my daughter's tearful SOS goes ignored. But my husband continues to ignore it, praising my niece with my sister-in-law, and bullying my daughter. Enough already. I was surprised at the loud voice that came out of me at that moment. I had reached my limit with my daughter's tears. I silently took my daughter's hand and left my in-laws' house. I was furious, absolutely furious. I won't forgive them. We usually stay overnight when we visit my in-laws, but after something like this, there's no way we'll stay. As soon as we got home, my mother-in-law and brother-in-law called one after another. They apologized profusely, though they aren't to blame. My in-laws seem to have said something to my husband, their own son, though it's difficult for them to speak directly to their daughter-in-law. But even then, my husband didn't seem to listen. As for my sister-in-law, of course, I'm angry with her, but I think my brother-in-law should deal with her. But my husband is different. He didn't even follow us home. Instead, he stayed overnight at my in-laws' house. My daughter and I discussed it and made a decision. The night after the incident at my in-laws, my husband finally came home.
I'm back.
He came in casually, saying he's home. Of course, I didn't say welcome back. Silence was my only response. As expected, he was all smiles. Still grinning, he peeked into the living room and looked around.
Is Jennifer in her room?
She's not here, I replied, and he frowned as he checked the clock.
She's still not back? It's already 10 at night. Even if she's at cram school, it's too late.
In a deliberate manner, I let out a loud sigh and got up from the couch. As I headed to the fridge, I told him, "She's not here anymore," while opening it.
Huh?
He tilted his head in confusion at my words. While confirming that in the corner of my vision, I opened a can of beer. A crisp sound echoed through the room as I popped open the can.
What do you mean she's not here? Did she go to a friend's house for the night?
Exactly as I said. She's no longer in this house.
Huh? What do you mean? I don't get it.
Your despicable behavior drove her to leave.
Huh? Gone? Where?
I don't know. It's not like I would know.
How can you be so calm about this? And you call yourself a mother?
Unfortunately, I do.
Come on. That was just a joke, right? Who would take that seriously?
A joke, you say? Unable to bear it, I slammed the can into the sink. A dull sound reverberated. I glared at my husband. A joke is something everyone can laugh at.
Huh? Why are you so angry?
Your joke wasn't funny at all. Only you and your sister laughed. No one else did. Where's the humor in that?
But that's because you're all too uptight.
Calling your daughter names for the sake of a joke? What kind of joke is that?
I was, hoping it would motivate her.
Such a child doesn't exist.
But I thought.
Enough. But I thought won't cut it. You've done enough to make our daughter abandon you.
Abandon me? Jennifer would abandon me?
That's why she left.
That's...
Doesn't he understand that he's done something irreparable until I spell it out like this? How disappointing. With a pale face, he grabbed my arm. I coldly brushed it off.
What should I do?
How should I know?
Will apologizing and asking for forgiveness work?
After years of what you've done to our daughter, it won't be that easy. My words seemed to hit home for him. He was speechless, then.
I'll, go look for her.
And with that, he dashed out. At least he's worried once his daughter is gone. Funny how he said it was hopeless and no good, yet here he is. But it's too late. After watching him leave, I returned to the room and picked up my bag. It was packed as if I were going on a trip, despite having sent most of it via courier during the day. I left only what seemed immediately necessary, but it was still quite a bit. I hoisted the bag up and left the house. Confirming he wasn't around, I went out to the main street and hailed a taxi. My destination.
What's going on? Why isn't your stuff here too?
The first words from him when he called. His voice was so loud I had to move the phone away from my ear. After hearing my husband's voice, I put the phone back to my ear and said, "Well, obviously, I took it with me since I'm leaving."
Took it with you? Where the hell to?
Since he was still shouting, I put the phone on speaker. Placing it on the table, I took a sip of tea before speaking. I don't think I need to tell you where I'm going. Anyway, I'm leaving too, so good luck living on your own.
What? Are you kidding me? You think you can get away with this?
Aren't you glad to get rid of your disappointing wife?
You're really persistent. I told you it was a joke.
Another joke? Can't he see he's not showing any remorse? Just as I was about to raise my voice, right at that moment.
Dad's jokes aren't funny at all. No laughter can come from hurting your daughter.
Jennifer shouted from the side. He was surprised and shouted back in a panicked voice.
Jennifer, are you with her?
Were you expecting us? Mom, me, and Grandpa are at Grandpa's house.
Grandpa? Wait, are you at Katie's parents' house?
Yes. That's exactly it. We are at my parents' house in the neighboring district.
Got it. I'll come get you now. Let's talk together, okay?
With that, he hung up. It's fine by me. I wonder if he's prepared to have a serious talk. I turned back and pondered. After about 10 minutes, my husband arrived by car. And then he was speechless.
Why is everyone gathered here?
It's no wonder he was surprised. After all, at my parents' house, we had not only my parents but also my in-laws, brother-in-law, and even my sister-in-law and niece Ashley. It's rare for this group to gather together except for special occasions like weddings or funerals. Facing this unexpected sight, my husband was speechless. I smiled at him and said, "Well, have a seat here," pointing to the floor. in the center of the circle formed by me, my parents, brother-in-law, in-laws, daughter, and niece.
Here?
Yes, right there. With a forced smile, he sat down. By the way, my sister-in-law was sitting alone outside the circle. Now then, do you have anything to say?
I'm not the bad guy.
Is that your excuse for telling tasteless jokes? With a playful tug at his cheeks, he winced in pain.
Arg.
Before I could lose my temper at his overly playful attitude, my parents intervened.
Robert, what do you think a family is? As the head of the family, shouldn't you protect your family?
But I was trying to protect.
Is mocking my daughter and granddaughter your way of protecting them?
Well.
Do you even care about Jennifer?
Of course. I have overflowing love for.
Is criticizing her every day and comparing her unfavorably to other children your idea of overflowing love?
He was speechless under my father's stern gaze. Then my in-laws chimed in.
What a foolish son.
My husband was taken aback by the harsh words from his own parents. But my in-laws didn't stop there.
It seems we've raised him wrong. How did he become such an idiot?
But, dear, our eldest son turned out fine. Perhaps it's just his rotten character.
Yes, dear. This child has always had a tendency to look down on others since he was young. We've always warned him and even lectured him. But he never listens. Who does he take after? He's truly a disappointment of a son.
Husband, you don't have to go that far.
Who are you to say that after calling your wife and daughter disappointing?
Eek.
You can't imagine how awful it feels to be criticized until you're the one being criticized. Can you? You're truly a disappointment. 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 So disappointing.
I'm sorry.
We're not the ones you should apologize to.
Yes. Jennifer, Katie, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Finally, an apology came from him and he bowed to me and my daughter. Well, I have no intention of forgiving him. But when it comes to what he said to my daughter, I'll never forgive him. I glanced at my daughter, who had been insulted, and saw her expressionless face. She didn't seem affected by her father's apology at all. I couldn't help but smile wryly. Apparently, he noticed too.
Jennifer, I was also at fault.
What about you?
She finally spoke, her voice low. My husband's face turned pale.
What? You think you're at fault too? Ultimately, it's all because I'm a disappointment, right?
No,
You prefer Ashley and Auntie over me, don't you, Dad?
That's not.
We're just disappointing wives and daughters, aren't we? It's disappointing to have a father like you. I don't need a disappointing father anymore. It's annoying. If you like Ashley and Auntie so much, you should just live with them.
Well, that's...
He panicked. That's when my niece Ashley spoke up.
I don't want to live with such a disappointing uncle either.
He was taken aback by the unexpected statement from his niece. But Ashley didn't stop there.
It's unacceptable to criticize your wife and daughter while favoring your niece. You and your wife are both despicable. So disappointing.
I'm sorry.
I don't need such a disappointing apology. I hate both you and Mom. I don't want to see your faces.
My sister-in-law looked surprised at the unexpected words from her daughter. And my husband, too, slumped his shoulders when my daughter said,
I hate Dad too.
Well, in that case. As a conclusion, I said, Jennifer and I will continue living at my parents' house. It seems she doesn't need to transfer to a new school for middle school, and she can take the bus. The high school she wants to attend is closer to my parents' house, so there's no problem.
So you won't come back until high school?
It's not just until high school.
Are you talking about divorce?
Well, that's up to you in the future. It seems he didn't anticipate being abandoned by his family. With a pale face, he hung his head. Afterward, it seems my brother-in-law spoke quite harshly to my sister-in-law. And unable to tolerate her behavior anymore, they ended up living separately. In other words, he drove her out of their home. Since my sister-in-law's parents have passed away, she has nowhere to go back to, and she'll have to live on her own from now on. It seems my sister-in-law is quite shocked, but I doubt people like her will change. It will probably end in divorce. Ashley seems quite happy that her mother is leaving. With a smile, she told Jennifer to continue getting along well, and they hugged each other. As for my husband, he received daily apology calls and messages for a while, but when he said they were annoying, the messages and calls decreased. Just because he's finally obedient now doesn't mean he'll be forgiven after ignoring everything said before. He's still paying the living expenses and child support, so he better show some sincerity from now on. However, whether he can attend our daughter's wedding is questionable. As for Jennifer, she's relieved to be free from her father's hurtful words and is living each day to the fullest. I'm happy to see her smiling more. I've also started working and enjoying fulfilling days. It seems I won't need the living expenses from him anymore. That means... well, you can imagine what that implies. How did you find this story? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.